Hi, in this video we're going to be covering the different aspects and uses of the different parts of a theater. Now currently we are standing in the lobby. The lobby is used as an introduction to the theater space. It functions as a lobby. It is where the audience members come in, they get their tickets or acknowledge that they have tickets to the ushers or head of house, and are then transition from this space into the audience to watch the show. Now we're standing in the audience, also known as the house. Now, the house is used for the audience members to sit in and to watch the production. It's filled with seating and has plenty of sound panelings and is designed in such a way so that the sound reverberates and that when the actors are speaking on stage, every single member of the audience can hear it as well. Now this here is our booth. This is where the stage manager sits along with the light board op. If you look just to your right, I'm gonna transition. This is where the light board operator and the stage manager sit to view the show and give cues. Obviously the light board op pokes the buttons and makes it all work and does magical witchcraft that I don't actually know what it is. So hey. Now up here there's a hatch in our ceiling. I don't know if you can see it from where you are at. Maybe you can see the ladder. Now up there is where the sound booth, not booth, that is not a booth, where the sound op lives, and they don't live there. Where the sound op works, that is where his board is, or his or her board, I guess I should say. Where they work and function. They also have a walkie-talkie and communicate with the stage manager the same way that the stage manager communicates with anybody else that they need to during the production with a walkie-talkie system. The booth also holds gels and a couple of other odds and ends that need a safe home. Now this is the stage. This particular type of stage is called the proscenium stage. Now the stage, and what we can see of it, is the platform, it is the base. It is where the actors will perform the production that they have worked so very hard on to show the audience the vision, everything that they've worked so very hard to create for us. Okay, that's fine. And now we're going to walk over to the wings and we'll talk about the curtains and what the wings are. This is a wing. There are typically 2 wings per stage. This is our right wing specifically. Now the wings are used for the actors to come on and off stage safely and unseen by the audience, as well as storing props and set pieces used for the production. These here are the prop closets specifically for our theater here. Behind me is also some equipment used to turn on the lights and sound and make sure everything will function properly. That will be talked about in another video, I do believe. Now, we have a lot of curtains here on the side, as you can see, I hope. Many of them don't actually connect or meet on the other side. Those are called legs. They are used to hide the actors and conceal them from the audience's view when they are not on stage and not meant to be seen. As well as having the legs, we have a number of other curtains. Right here we have our mid-stage curtain. It closes and meets in the middle, blocking off the upstage portion of the stage from the audience. It can be used for a number of reasons. A little further downstage, we have our scrim, which is a mesh netting. It's used for visual effect, though not typically used. We also, when you go all the way up, we have our big proscenium curtain. It just closes off the stage entirely. Now moving upstage, thank you, Kobe. We have our upstage curtain, which functions much like our mid-stage curtain. It closes and meets in the middle. This one though just blocks off the back end of the stage part that is not used for the production typically. Now behind the stage curtain, we have the cyc or the cycorama. It is used to project backgrounds or images. You can also shine lights on it. So instead of having a black curtain for the back of the stage, you have, say, a blue wall or whatever color you feel like pushing on it. Now, that's all we have for the wings and the stage. Now we're going to be moving into the workshop. So this is our shop, or workshop, as I mentioned earlier. It's where we build all of our things. It's where we keep our building materials, our tools, and also our paint shop, which is just to my right if you want to come on over. Coming? We're coming. All right. Now this is where we keep our paintbrushes, which are clean for once. Haha! Which is where we keep our paintbrushes and all of our paint, which is used to not only paint the stage, but also to paint the different set pieces that we build and create for productions. We'd be sure to rinse out our paintbrushes all the time. Every time, make sure that the water runs clear, completely clear from top of the handle all the way down to the bristles. You don't want it to dry and you'll ruin a whole lot of paintbrushes that way. Learn from experience, my friends. We don't like that. You want to keep it all organized, everything exactly where you can find it. You want to have plenty of stir sticks, plenty of buckets, or whatever you want to mix the paint colors that you need in them as well. Also, from time to time, projectors will be used to project an image onto a piece of wood or something so that you can trace an outline of what you want and then to fill it in. So now we're going to transition this way back into the shop. And so behind me is where we keep a lot of our wood, actually all of the wood, and all of our tools. Also over here we keep some chairs and set pieces, minor things that are just easier to have close and on hand and rebuild every single time. Now we have flats like this, which are used to build platforms for actors to stand on and use. And then we have 4x4s and 2x4s, respectively. Again, just to build and create the sets that we need. Now in the shop we have 2 radial arm saws or chop saws, jigsaws, circular saws, and a table saw. So I guess I'll just show you what I can. So this buddy here is one of our 2 chop saws. When you're using chop saws, always be sure to wear protective clothing and safety gear. You want to make sure that you are covered and safe and protected from anything that might happen. Now next to him, the blade is currently down, is our table saw. So again, always, always, always use protective clothing and safety gear. It's a very, very important aspect of the theater is to make sure that whatever you're doing, you are safe. Now we're going to transition on up to the costume loft, which the entrance is right behind me. And we can show you what's going on. Now this up here is our costume loft. It's where we keep all the costumes for our theater department. Many other theaters have a closet or a different portion. Ours happens to be in a loft inside of our shop. Now when you look around, we tried to organize it by item of clothing. Down through here we have women's and men's coats and blazers and jackets and things, respectively. Obviously, this side happens to be the women's. Got some lace. It's very pretty. And then it will, I guess, eventually transition into dresses for the women. We also have buckets, bins, baskets, whatever you prefer to call them, filled with other things. They are labeled clearly so that we can find whatever we need when we need it. We also have other cabinets back there filled with more period items. We keep those locked. Period items tend to be more expensive, and so we keep them protected and locked from anybody who, well, I don't know what you'd want to do with a period item of clothing, but whatever they would feel like doing, that's not appropriate with them. We also have random bins of fabrics and hangers, We have shoes, jackets, any item that you could possibly think of needing for a production, including jewelry and hats. So from here, we're going to transition into the green room. This here is our green room. Now, our green room is actually green. Keep in mind, not every green room actually has to be painted green. It's just kind of a fun thing. So the green room is used by actors or crew or anybody involved in the production when they either have downtime afterwards or before, or for the actors when they're in between scenes even. This is where they come to relax and to socialize before they have to be on stage. Now, as well as the green room being the green room, this is also a classroom for us. We have the office, which is where the director keeps his things and other items. Now, as you can see, we have some lovely guests today. They are just chilling, enjoying themselves. We got a dude on his phone. We got someone drinking a soda concoction. We also, in the green room, have, oh, there's a phone, cool. We also, in the green room, have our 2 dressing rooms. Now, we're not actually going to go inside the dressing rooms, but they are where the actors, depending on their gender, male or female, will go to change and get dressed and ready for the production. Now, in each dressing room, there's actually a giant wall of mirror, a sink, and a bathroom included, which closes off separately from the dressing room. And that is our theater department. Thank you.